Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already read the topic, today we are discussing how solitude matured and protected me. If you like this content, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. And if you are also an introvert, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe because we are twins. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. Okay, story time, y'all. So in around like 2011, I got pregnant with my first son. He is now 12. I was 16 at the time, and well, actually, I was 15. I believe I turned 16 during the pregnancy, and I had an awakening, a spiritual awakening that changed me. The pregnancy changed me. My perspective of life changed. And if you haven't read my story over on Instagram, I did. I had a very, very, very hothead life. As a teenager, I, was going through different changes of trying to seek outside of myself, and I was running the streets, and I never would come home past curfew, stealing, all that stuff. And it's crazy because you probably see me and see this innocent person, but I did have a past, do have a past. And I don't let it define me now because I know who I am to this day. And that's how that solitude really helped me mature step into who I am now and accept my past, accept my future, and to accept my present. And the whole topic that I really want to cover, because the past is, irrelevant, but I just like to throw it in there so that if anybody else has a past, they understand that that does not determine your future, and it cannot hold you back from evolving. Okay, in the story. Okay, so I've been in solitude for the past 14 years, y'all. 14 years. I have not had a friend. When I say friend, I mean like the everyday friend. I don't have a friend that I can call up and talk to if I'm going through things. I haven't had a friend since 2011, literally. And the things that I've learned in these 14 years of solitude on my own is that I've had plenty of time to get to know myself as a person and fully, flaws and everything. Don't get me wrong, there's days where, my flaws or my past creeps in, and I have overthinking and anxiety and stress and depression because I'm by myself all the time. But I've learned to conquer those inner demons, those shadows, that shadow self. I've learned to conquer it by being in solitude. I found that being in solitude, you seem to evolve a lot. I wouldn't say a lot more. I would just say like you're constantly evolving because you're constantly forced to see certain things about yourself that you may or may not like. You know what I'm saying? You may want to change it. And for anyone that's thinking, well, you can't change who you are, you absolutely can. If you don't like it, you can change it. If it's something that's like, internally bothering you, you can absolutely rewire your mind to do something different. It's not easy, but it is definitely possible with time, and it's not an overnight process. There's still things that I'm still trying to rewire since 2011. And one thing I can say is that a lot of things that used to bother me don't bother me as much because I've been doing the internal work. And so every time it comes back around in that cycle, it's less effective. It doesn't bother me as much. So that's one of the good things about being in solitude. Another thing is it gives you time to find out what you like, what you enjoy to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're one thing that I've learned was that when I was ripping and running with friends, I never really developed my own identity, who I am as a person internally. I always was trying to do things to fit into these boxes, into these places with these people, to be accepted. And now that I've spent 14 years by myself, don't get me wrong, I still struggle with showing up inside of the social media world as myself, because I've been so constricted in my box. So however, I just want to make this very clear for all the people that are social, that there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? We are all made the way we are. And I never want to make it seem like I'm better because I'm introverted or I spent 14 years in solitude. No, you know what I'm saying? I think that is healthy. There's things that I wish that I could, and I will eventually get there, but there's things that I wish I did when it came to socializing that would benefit me now. You know what I'm saying? But this is just a video about being introverted, being in solitude, and what it did for me. And it has indeed helped me. It helped me develop my own identity within myself, so that like if I do go around people, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I'm not trying to change who I am to fit into these boxes or into these spaces. And another thing is, back to what I was saying, it really does allow you to know yourself on such a deep level that when others do seem to project onto you their thoughts, their beliefs, or their opinions, it doesn't bother you, because you spent so much time with yourself. You know who you are, down to like your rawest insecure parts. You know what I'm saying? And when you really dig deep and you spend this time with yourself, you understand that everyone is flawed. And it's crazy because like when you see others projecting onto you, you're able to see their inner child. And most times when someone is projecting onto you, you're able to see the parts of yourself that also need work, because we are always a reflection of each other. Even when we seem like this person is, just, sent to our life to be a jerk, or, whatever you want to call them, they're actually a mirror. They're a mirror. And I've had to accept that, because there'll be times where like, if it triggers me, I'm aware that there's something within myself, within my trauma, within my childhood wound that needs work. And I don't allow it to like knock me off my square or make me feel lesser. It's just you're able to take the information and then do the work, versus absorb the energy and allow it to change your mood or change your vibration. Now, don't get me wrong, there's times where certain triggers are more triggering. There's levels to this, you know what I'm saying? But what I've learned is that I can understand that this is a projection, and it's not to be taken offensively. The trigger may trigger you, but when you've done the internal work or been with yourself long enough, you understand that the person really doesn't mean harm behind what they're doing. So the trigger will bother you more than the person would bother you, if that makes sense. Talk about how solitude protected me in so many different ways. It's protected me energetically, spiritually. A lot of us, we don't understand how deep the spiritual realm really gets when it comes to witchcraft, or just demons connected to people that try to harm you. Being in solitude can protect you from people with ill intentions. We see it all the time, where girls, where a woman would go hang out with a bunch of girls, and then next thing you know, this girl is gone. Like, they done offed her, literally. And this stuff happens all the time. Like, and I think that not even just in that type of scenario, but like even like on the dating scene, like where the girl gets slipped something and now she's schizo, or they done took her out back and never seen her again. Like, just certain things like that has protected me. And I've had, situations where people didn't really have good intentions for me, and instead of putting myself into situations knowing that I was not healed and knowing that I wasn't in a space to show up fully, I decided to withhold myself from people so that I'm not the problem. Because sometimes it's not other people, sometimes it is indeed you. And I've had to learn that about myself, that like I would ghost people because I would get overwhelmed because I'm an empath. Instead of telling them, hey, I need some time to recharge, I would just ghost them and out of nowhere. And now this person thinks that I don't like them. If they created in their head this scenario about me, or maybe I've got ill intentions for them, instead of communicating and telling them how I felt, I ghosted. And so for me, the maturity in me was like, hey, it's me. Sometimes it's not other people, sometimes it is you. And so I had to hold myself accountable for that, because how do you tell people that, hey, there's nothing wrong with you, but I need some time to recharge, and I can't show up as a friend, I can't show up as a sister, I can't show up, as this person that you need me to be at this time, because I need myself more. And so that's where the maturity that I've gained through solitude taught me to just restrict myself so that I can do that inner work and work on communication, which is crazy because this platform is teaching me communication. The 2023 taught me communication. It taught me how to speak up, vocalize things that are on my mind, on my heart, on my soul, and on my spirit. And collaborating with other people, networking with other people, building, community networks. And it's just crazy how God works. Sometimes we aren't ready, and then next thing you know, God gives us these situations that puts us in position to be ready. So crazy. It's super crazy. But that's how I ended up being protected when it came to being in solitude from myself. I wouldn't say not necessarily from other people, but from myself, because I really did ghost some people. I did. And those people, I definitely gave them their apology for it because it was wrong. And yeah, being an introvert, y'all. If you're an introvert, please, please, please comment down below that you're an introvert also, because it has its ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? It's got its ups and downs. And then on top of that, I'm socially awkward too. So like if I'd freshly meet you, sparking a conversation in person would be like, oh my God, it would be so hard. But it's crazy because like when I warm up to people personally, I'm like this happy-go-lucky, free-spirited fireball of energy, and then you're like, shut up, please. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, y'all, because I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow, and I need to get some sleep. So if you like this content, if you like this video, and if you have any topics you would love for me to discuss, drop them down there below in the comments. Give me a like and subscribe. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Peace.